Okay, I'm joined alongside Shana Dobson, who fights at UFC on Fox 29 April 14th. So how are you doing? How's it going?
I'm doing good. It's winding down. We're about to head out there here pretty soon. So we're just wrapping up the end of the camp and, just working on cutting right now, cutting the weight and everything's going great. The training, I feel strong. I feel healthy. I feel conditioned. So I'm excited. It's getting to that time where I'm like itching to get in there.
And how's the weight cut going? Everything on track?
Yes, weight cut is on track. I've got great resources. I got my meal prep sponsor, Healthy Fresh Meals out here in Washington D.C. And I also have George Lockhart, who is helping out
Right.
as well with my nutrition. So it's flawless right now.
Good, good. And you've changed camps, is that right?
Sorry, I'm trying to adjust the phone. Okay. Yeah, I moved from Texas over here I moved back to Maryland. I moved to DC area in January. So when I was out in Texas, I was looking at gyms out here, and my friend James Vick, he used to train out in Texas with me, or he trains out in Texas with me sometimes. So he trains out of Lloyd Irvin in Maryland. So when I came over here, it was automatic. It was a great connection and obviously the best gym in the area. I had to check it out. So it's been a great ride, a great fit ever since.
And what prompted the move away to this gym?
It's a couple things. So I always had been looking to move back over east. I love Texas. I did not expect when I moved out there years ago. I did not expect for me to make it my home like that. And even to this day, like I'm always thinking about Texas. I'm going back there over the summer to visit all my old friends and old gyms. But I'd always knew that I was going to move back east. And my youngest sister, had just had a baby, so I wanted to be there for my nephew. And my girlfriend, she's going to Howard University in D.C.
Wow.
So it was just, it was everything, everything aligned and everything happened the way it was supposed to.
Nice. And just talk a little bit about kind of your background, how you got into MMA, and what made you want to become a fighter and to compete.
So I first started training, just going into the gym and the boxing gym and doing boxing and the kickboxing classes and whatnot when I first moved to Texas. And I didn't realize how big, martial arts in the fight game is out there. And that's one thing that I love about Texas is the amount of respect that they have and recognition that they have for the sport. And, I just became addicted. It became my home, my second home. I was in there all hours of the day, every day. That was my family. My gym people, they're my family. So, my coach that I had at the time, he just came up to me and said, "Hey, I signed you up for a fight." Without even asking me, I was like, "Hey," he was like, "Man, you've been training too long. You've been sitting back and waiting. You got it. This is a push you needed." And it's exactly what I needed, because when I got in that cage, I mean, it was like, okay, this is the most exciting thing I've ever done. This is the most, at home that I've ever felt in any place. So it was all that from there.
And then obviously you were on Tough, the Ultimate Fighter 26. So how did you get up to that point?
So when the UFC announced the tryouts for the Ultimate Fighter, it was originally the 115 women's division, and I was like, man, I'm not about to drop to 115, that many times, in the house. So, and then last minute, like maybe 2 weeks before, they were like, oh, okay, never mind, it's 125. We're opening up the 125 women's division, and everybody's like, oh my God, like this is it. This is what we've been waiting for. So, I just had to get prepared real quick. I had a lot of support. I started GoFundMe, and I had a lot of support from, local people from Maryland, people from all over helping me out to get tickets to go over there. And, it was just a whim. I had just fought over at XKO in Dallas, and I just had a very, in my opinion, impressive win. And I was just going to relax for a little bit. And when the tryouts came, it was like, okay, we'll just give it a shot. I didn't expect, based on the level of competition that I was going out there to face, when I say competition, I mean like the level of experience the girls had, you know, their records, you know, me being, you know, someone with a small record just coming into the sport. You know, I just wanted to be able to show what makes me different and what makes me deserving to be up there with the OGs.
Mm. Obviously, you lost the first fight against Roxanne Modafferi, but what did you kind of take away from that whole experience of being in the house and going through that kind of process?
When I lost the fight to Roxanne, you know, I didn't want to mope or anything like that. I wanted to take advantage of my experience, and you know, the person that I lost to ended up fighting for the belt at the end of the whole thing. You know what I mean? So, I fought Nicco too. I fought Nicco the past two. You know, that it really is about the quality of your opponents too. I feel like. So I was proud of myself regardless, and you know, I just learned from my mistakes. I learned a lot about the fight game, you know, in that process, and you know, because in my opinion, I was like, oh my God, it was the early stoppage. I was fine. You know, I walked out of that fight without a scratch. But, you know, as a professional, you have to look at different factors. Like, are you covering up for too long? If you're not active, you know, so it definitely, you know, had a little fighter in me grow up a little bit more with that.
So what did you take away? What have you kind of learned, and what changes have you implemented then because of that?
Oh, so because of that experience, you know, it was, well, first of all, stay off the ground, you know, stay off your back, and, you know, stay active no matter what. And the amount of grind that I go through in my training here at Lloyd Irvin every day, that I've been going through when I was training at Phalanx and Fort Worth, CD Powerhouse, and all these gyms and all these coaches that, you know, put you through it. The level of grind and intensity that you're going to see from me is going to be totally different. You know, what I want to do is evolve, and what I want to do is be able to show different aspects of me and different looks, and be able to be the best me that I can be, no matter where the fight goes. If it gets grimy and we're brawling, then I want to be able to, you know, do what I had to do there. If we're going into, you know, talking later on, you know, when I get my chance at the belt, we're going into championship rounds, you know, I want to be able to do what I'm supposed to do there, and, you know, be slick and move. I mean, just everything. We're leaving no stone left unturned.
So having gone through that experience on The Ultimate Fighter, then you got your call up obviously to make your UFC debut on the finale. What was that like? Because obviously it didn't go your way in the house, probably didn't play out how you wanted it to, but then you still got that opportunity, and then you took away the TKO finish, second round. So that must have been, you know, great.
Yeah, my whole thing when I got that opportunity to go out and fight on the finale was, you know, this is my chance to show what I really got, you know, and I kept that in my mind the whole camp. You know, I really got to show what I can do, why I was there in the house. You know, if you're just watching the foreign fight that I had, you know, and people will come to me and, you know, I loved your movement, I loved it. You know, I'm really hard on myself. So, you know, to me it was, I lost. To me it was, okay, I was moving, but not as long as I wanted to, not as much as I wanted to. So I had to go out there and do the damn thing in the finale. And I'm glad that it turned out the way it did. Everything, I trusted in my camp, I trusted my coaches, just like I am right now. And that's why I turned out to be victorious.
And did you have a lot of pressure on yourself? Because obviously going in there, did you think, you know, I have to get this win? This is, you know, kind of from that experience, how much pressure did you put on yourself?
I think, you know, any fight in general, but especially on the big stage like this, fighting in the UFC is something that all MMA fighters dream of, you know. So once you get that opportunity and, okay, you're on the roster, okay, you have a fight, every fight is a lot of pressure to make sure that you're performing and you're doing what's expected of you as a fighter on the UFC roster.
And you're a fourth grade teacher, right?
Mm-hmm.
You still are?
Yeah, science.
Wow. So I mean, How do you fit that in your schedule as, you know, being a fighter, professional fighter?
Oh, my schedule is like down to the minute because of, you know, I got to factor in training, I have to factor in work, I have to factor in sleep. It's hard, you know, pretty much 2 full-time jobs, but, you know, I got to think about the sacrifices that I have to make now to get to where I want to be, which is ultimately just training full-time.
And what do your students think about you being an MMA fighter in the UFC?
Oh, man, they love it. It's funny because today out at recess, the second graders were outside, and one of the second graders ran up, and they were like, "Are you the UFC fighter?" Yes, that's me. And he's like, "Oh, wow." And I didn't catch your name. I was like, in school, I don't go by Shana.
Oh, of
I'm
course.
just like, "Oh, okay, Ms. Dobson, I'll check you out." So it's really cute that the kids are, you know, involved in it. I just want to motivate them to know that, you know, no matter how far out there your dreams or aspirations might be, like, you know, if you grind towards it, if you work hard, if you stay on it, then it's yours. It's absolutely attainable.
So you're facing Lauren Mueller, who's making her UFC debut. So she was on the Contender Series. So did you watch that? And if so, what did you think about her performance?
We had an opportunity to watch the Contender Series somewhat while we were at Tough, because that was when her fight was, while we were in the Tough House. And I remember seeing her on like the highlights, and then when we got matched up, I went back and looked at her fight, and I thought it was a good fight. You know, she was very very tough. You know, seemed pretty well rounded. You know, I'm very confident in every aspect of my game at this point. You know, I know that she's gonna be. I'm excited because I know that she's not gonna give me a boring fight. You know, nothing against grappling and nothing against, you know, great wrestlers, but, you know, I'm a fighter of MMA, but I'm also a fan. And what I want to see is, like, you know, I want to see striking. I want to see a well-rounded fight. I want to see, you know, them being active and moving. And I feel like Lauren and I, we're going to put that on for the fans.
And so how would you see the fight unfolding then?
Oh, I don't like
in an ideal world,
but I know that either we're gonna have a fight of the night type fight. I mean, like, you know, like swinging. I mean, technical, just striking that the people want to see, or, you know, I mean, everything in my game has elevated, including my power. So, you know, you saw what I did last fight, and I'm even more dangerous now. So, you know, it could be lights out, you know. So we'll see what happens. I'm excited. At the end, I'm gonna get my hand raised. I'm gonna get that W. So I'm already preparing what I'm gonna eat as my victory.
And what would that be? What would that be?
Oh, it'd be New York cheesecake pancakes.
Wow, nice. Okay. So so obviously 2 weeks out now. So what's your schedule? You said obviously about teaching. You're still teaching, right? Yes. So what does your schedule look like up until then?
I'm teaching, and then luckily we have spring break next week. So I would say I'm chilling, but, you know, we're grinding, we're training. You know, fight week, we get to chill, we get to cut weight. You know, it's just, we do everything scientific. We do everything so that the results come. So I'm just going to be, you know, focused on this fight, honing in on this fight. I'm thinking about it all the time, every day, in my sleep, out my sleep, going into my sleep. I mean, so I'm excited.
And what do you think about the flyweight division at the moment? Obviously, it's still quite a new division, but what do you think, obviously, of the landscape?
I think it's great. It's growing. You know, we have girls coming in to the 25 division from other divisions. We have new, fresh faces, which I think is necessary. My old buddy Nicco, she's the champ right now. So I'm excited to see how that plays out, you know, in the next, you know, few months, and see, you know, if she's able to keep her belt, or if somebody's gonna come in there and, you know. So I'm excited to see these matchups coming up, and I just want to work my way up, you know. I ultimately that's where I want my shot at.
So what do you think? Obviously, you said the champ, you know, you're good buddies with her. If she's to face Valentina Shevchenko, which they haven't made official yet, but most likely she will, how do you think that's going to go down?
Oh, that's going to be tough, you know. Nicco's a warrior. You know, we had our own 3-round brawl back in the day. So, you know, I know that she doesn't give up, but Valentina looks like a monster. So all I know is it's going to be an amazing fight. I will not miss that. I got to set my alarm for that fight. Most definitely.
If you had to, who would you pick as the winner?
I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
Next time we talk, I'll be able to have an answer.
And then before you go, obviously I don't want to keep you too long, but we'll get some other predictions from you if you don't mind for some up and coming fights. What do you think? Obviously, the outcome will be for DC and Stipe Miocic. It's an interesting fight there.
Man, DC's just all around. He's amazing. I'm gonna go with DC on that one.
Yeah, and how do you think he gets the job done?
I think he's gonna put together his striking and his combinations and take DC down and just wear him down with his wrestling, mix it up with his ground and pound, mix it up with his clinch work. I mean, you know, just do what he does. He is very skilled everywhere. So wherever he wants to get it done, I guess.
Oh, last one as well. Obviously, there's the women's fight as well, strawweight fight. The rematch with Rose and Joanna. So what do you think? Do you think Rose is going to still retain her belt?
Oh, man. There's no motivation like losing something and having to go and get it back, you know? So I think Joanna's been in the gym like a monster. And we've seen how she does at her prime, at her best. So I think we're going to see the old Joanna back. I think she's going to get her belt back. I think she might keep it for a while too.
What have you got planned?
Yeah. I'm just getting started. I got about 5-6 more hours left. So
amazing. Well, I look forward to speaking to you soon, and good luck with everything as well. And enjoy training.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks.